Good evening. We are live. We are live now. We're gonna wait for a couple people to come on, and then we're gonna rock and roll. Matter of fact, we can rock now. I'm just gonna go ahead and start talking, and then when they come on, they can. Good
Right.
evening. We are here to discuss the case of Joanne Marie Rulford, who was 24 years old when she went missing from Minneapolis, Minnesota, on November 1st, 1988, nearly 39 years ago. At the time, her daughter Minnie was 8 years old. How old are you now, Minnie? I'm sorry.
I'm 43, be 44 soon.
Minnie is 43 years old. So you can imagine that's almost 30 years. That's like 13 years without her mother in her life. And today she's going to be discussing her mother's case, what she thinks happens to her, and also there'll be some shocking revelations about family being involved in this case. So, Minnie, I'm going to give you the floor. I know you were young when your mother went missing, but what do you remember from that day?
Well, I remember that the night before it was Halloween. They had a Halloween party for the grown people, I guess in the basement. I don't really too much remember, but recollections. Got up that morning. My mom got us dressed, put us on the bus, me, my brother, my sister. At the time, one of my aunts was living there with us, but I don't recall her or her kids being there the next day of the November 1st. Um, Went to school like normal. When we got off the bus, my grandfather and my auntie, which is my mom's oldest sister, was waiting for us at the bus stop. We ended up going with them. Uh, Days went by, no mom. Days went by, no mom. Our mom is the type of mom, even though she was out in the streets, she never left us for more than like 3 days.
Right.
She always checked on us, made sure we were fine. So a while had went by and it was still no mom. But me, I really didn't get the gist of it till I say I was about 10, when it was like, wow, like, nine came, 10 came, no mom, like what's really going on? Um, that's when I found out that my mom was missing pretty much. My grandma, she ended up opening the first missing persons case back in 88. There was no leads. Um, Come to find out, I had decided I had my first child when I was 16, so I decided, thinking like my mom, but I was still so young, I didn't know what to do. So around 2017, it was in my heart like something has to give. You have to, do something. So I ended
Right.
up reaching out to the fourth precinct, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and reached a detective Calloway. Um, she told me that they closed my mom's case. And the reason that they did that was because her cousin, Tina Matthews, had been using her name since 1989. Now, mind you, 88 of November and January, that's just a couple months. She
Right.
went to using my mom's name from 89 to almost 2000. I ended up opening the case in 2017. She ended up catching a case. That's how we ended up figuring out why they ended up really closing the case. But nobody reached out to my grandmother and gave her any information about, even I would think that if we're saying a person is missing, wouldn't you go to the family and be like, there's somebody using this person's name after, so many months or whatever,
Right.
and let us figure it out. But no, we didn't find this out until 2017 when I decided to reopen the case. So she used my mom's name and she ended up getting caught because she ended up committing a crime, and the person who she committed the crime against knew her real name. So when
Wow.
they looked in a database and they seen like, hold on, this is her, and she's in prison, like this can't, and then it was like, and I think at that time it was right on time because it seemed like as soon as I opened the case, this is when all her stuff happened, her catching a charge or whatever, and it was like, you know, wow, like I just they put two and two together. So Miss Calloway ended up calling me and having me come in. I went to the fourth precinct and they showed me pictures. And I told them who she was and how we were related. And they said that was the reason why they closed my mom's case. So I told them that I wanted it to be reopened and that I wanted to press charges against my cousin to the extent max for using my mom's name. I still haven't, she still hasn't been charged, nothing.
So you
She's
mean to
free
tell
from,
me? So you mean to tell me this
huh?
whole time? So I'm gonna cut you off. You mean to tell me this whole time that she's been using your mother's case? She's never been charged for doing that because she actually hindered them in an
No,
investigation.
no, never been charged. Still, she did her time for the crime she committed. She's walking free in Minneapolis today. If I was to ever see her, we're not even gonna go there. But yeah, um, but yeah, so she that's why. So I reopened the case. You know, every year, I try to call, and see, like when I reopened the case, I gave them a list of names, like people they should contact, people I thought would, what I'm saying, they could talk to, family members, everybody, nothing. Like you haven't talked to one single person. Like some people might be in jail, rehab, still on the streets. These people are still around that you could have, this list of names that I gave you that you could speak to, nothing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I think my family knows more, her sisters, what I'm saying? They know more than what they're telling or leading on. I believe it in my soul because anytime we get to asking questions, it's just like a whole bunch of, what I'm saying? Like I was just telling my brother, like I called the one who raised me, what I'm saying, her oldest sister, which I call her my mom. I called her and I was asking her questions because I wanted it for the podcast. And she went into a whole nother situation. When I got off the phone, I said, she didn't answer my damn question.
Usually when that
So
happens, it's because people know. Like you said,
yeah, yeah, so it's like, are you serious? So I'm like, wow. But out of all people, I would think that she would be the one, you know what I'm saying, that I could all, you know what I'm saying, that would say, and it was like, it just threw me off. So her sisters, you know, all of them was, out in the streets doing what they was doing back then. But most of them are clean now. Clear your conscience, you know what I'm saying? I would y'all don't understand that it hurts me, my brother and my sister. We walk around here, y'all got y'all kids got y'all mom. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't replace y'all sister. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but y'all didn't try to do nothing to, you know what I'm saying, figure it out. It's like everybody grown now. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? We just look at y'all like, really? Like, I believe everybody got somebody knows something they not telling. I don't know what it is because the type of people that they hung around, my mom and my cousin, her one of her closest cousins, you know what I'm saying, they hung around, they mess with, you know what I'm saying, white men with power and money in Minnesota. So I don't know, but it's a lot of strange stuff going on. It's been a lot of stories that's been told, but my
yeah.
only story is I just want an ending.
Hmm.
We need an ending. Like it hinders our growth. I have 3 kids, 1 grandchild my mom's never met. My sister has 5 kids, 1 grandchild. You know what I'm saying? She's never met. My brother, he has 4 kids and 1 grandchild that she's never met. And it's like, but all y'all get to see y'all grandkids. Every time we get to asking questions, everybody want to turn and change the topic.
Right.
Like this should
That's
be always on the agenda.
it.
Like
Sure
what can we
should.
do? Like, you know what I'm saying? And until there's no end, until God tells me in my heart and my soul, like there's nothing left else to do, it's unsolvable, then I will leave it. Until then, from here on out, I'm fighting, and I appreciate every platform that allows me to tell my mom's story. She was only 24 years old, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
regardless of what she did, she was coming home to her kids,
She sure.
so
Exactly.
something happened, somebody knows something. Like it's just like people are holding secrets, you know what I'm saying, that can give us peace and joy and hope, like, and that's what really makes it hard to
Right.
see everybody with their kids and their moms, and you know what I'm saying, they act like my mom never existed, like literally, like, but it's 3 kids here to let y'all know she existed. So, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard. And it's just been a lot going on. A lot.
Right. Okay, so now take me back. You said they had a Halloween party, right? To
Hmm.
my mom. Did anything happen at this party?
From my understanding, some my cousin's boyfriend, baby daddy, him and her uh robbed a man and slit his throat. I don't remember. They say it was ambulance everywhere. I don't remember none of that. But you know what I'm saying? People that my like my brother, he says my brother and my sister, and my mind you, my brother's younger than me, but the boys, they are always up there, they're boys. So I'm pretty sure him and my cousins was probably up, and my sister.
Uh,
I'm an introvert, so I'm always to myself regardless. So I don't remember none of that. You know what I'm saying? I just remember waking up my mama there and then my mama gone. But my brother said that it was an incident where a man ended up getting his throat cut, and my cousin and her boyfriend baby daddy had something to do with it. And I don't know, that could have been a retaliation because, like I say, when they mess, it was a white man, and they mess with people with power. They didn't, what I'm saying, mess with no no average Joes when they made their money. Because what I'm saying, I wish I could have showed you this picture of my mom because I have a better picture than that. They was bad, her and her teammate, and they they kept them people. So yeah.
right, right. I mean, you could always send the picture to us. I mean, but
Yeah.
I'm glad I was able to lighten this picture up to get her eyes.
Yeah.
Because she does have some beautiful eyes. Because
Yes, she does.
yeah, it's always I don't know. It's always when I look at the pictures of people that are missing, it's like the
Hmm.
eyes tell a story.
Right. And
And
when she
her eyes are saying, bring me home.
right.
Bring me
And when
home.
she went missing, she had a colostomy bag because she had real bad gallstones. So she
Okay.
had a colostomy bag. I remember pretty much visiting her the last time in the hospital too. Uh, we had Oreo cookies and milk. I'll never forget it. And it was kind of crazy. Like wow, like all the memories I can remember. I can remember that memory, and me and my sister putting my brother in a dryer and her whooping us because we didn't want a baby.
You didn't put him in a jar.
Yes, we did. We sure did. We didn't want no babies. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? I remember her face. I remember her smile. It's just like the conversations I don't remember, the time what I'm saying? The little things I remember, but it's like conversations, what I'm saying? It's just crazy. And it
Right.
and
Now
it's
you
it's whew,
okay? You said your aunts and your cousins and all them act funny, right? Do
yeah.
you remember how they were acting? Were they acting the same way like when you were growing up?
Yes, like they were like literally like it was like nobody wanted to say nothing. Like I say, my auntie, her and her kids live with us in the house where my mom, what I'm saying, went missing, 26th and DuPont. You
And your
know,
kids never say
I
anything.
no kids never said anything. And like I say, I don't remember us ever going back to that house, her ever going back to that house, and I don't remember her kids getting on the bus with us to go to school that morning. I don't remember.
Right.
So
Well, you could think so also too. If there was assault there, and they was involved, they wouldn't come back.
right.
And like you said, that might have left the door open. There's just so many endless
Yeah.
possibilities here.
Yes, yes. And my cousin, he said he swears like, and like I say, I don't know if it was winter because up in Minnesota we had like Franklin, it was a indoor pool, so even in the wintertime we could go swimming. So he said that he saw my mom. She was at a grocery store called Super Value after she went missing, and he swears to it to this day. He said he was hungry. He went up over there. He seen her. She was in a car with a white man, mind you, a white man. He said, I don't know if you ever seen the movie Heat, but the white guy on there with the little curly, crinkly hair, I can't think of his name. He said he looked exactly like him.
Al Pacino or Robert De Niro.
No, I don't know. I don't even know. No, what's that other one? That's not Robert. What's the other one name? It's
Not Al
the
Pacino.
what he play. He play on. Oh, what's he play on? Because I know who we talking about. I can see his face, but I can't think of his name.
It's been
Have you ever seen Beauty Shop?
yeah.
Okay, remember the dude, the one who was acting the white boy? I think that's who that is, if I'm not mistaken. The face
I
that
know you're
I'm
talking
giving
about.
is that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So he said he looked at like him. He said he asked her for some money, and she gave him a couple dollars and told him she was okay. You know what I'm saying? He said and to this day he swears to it like he don't care what no. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but that's kind of strange too. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But yeah, every time we try to bring up the conversation, nobody knows nothing. Like I don't see how a person can just, you know what I'm saying? Somebody knows something and get it off your conscience. I mean, I don't even really care to press charges or I
Right.
just if she's dead, I just want her body home. If she's out there with amnesia and can't remember, I want somebody to see this and let her know, you know what I'm saying, who she really is, because it's a lot of stuff like that that's happening. My cousin, she found her dad after 10 years. You know what I'm saying? They thinking he dead and he don't got amnesia and in prison for murder under another name. She had to do
Wow.
an
And this happened in
ancestry.
Minnesota.
Yes, she had to do a DNA kit in order. She said because she ended up calling me like, cuz you need to do a DNA kit. I've never thought of the possibility of amnesia. It never really, you know what I'm saying, crossed my mind. But anything is
Right.
possible. And that would be awesome.
So you don't have your
But
DNA in the system?
yes, we have it in the naming system, but that DNA it goes everywhere. Like you know what I'm saying, it doesn't just go. You know what I'm saying in a state, it goes everywhere. So if a person is, you know what I'm saying, they know like their genetic testing is way above the ancestry
Right.
or the name is that what it's called, naming
Yeah.
system? Yeah,
A lot of things I
yeah,
don't like with these old cases is they don't put enough detail. They
yeah,
always put so and so and like okay, few details are known. Like these stories be
right,
known. These stories be known.
yeah.
That's
You're
why
just
I
not
reach.
talking to the right people.
That's why I always a lot of time I post a story in hopes that a family member will comment, and it has
Right,
happened so many times where they were like, okay, this is my loved one. A little part of the story is wrong. So I
right,
had some where they would get mad at me. I'm like, well, look, if you're gonna get mad at me, then you might as well go on Google, and every site has the same information,
exactly.
and that's how a lot of these cases also have been mixed up too. The wrong information. A couple of cases that I
Exactly.
came across because I posted them, the family inboxed me and gave me the right information and say, here, this is what really happened. And it's like during
Right.
all these years, everybody believed the same story. But I understand what you're saying.
Exactly. So it's like a whole bunch. I done heard stories about what coulda, shoulda, woulda happened, but my whole purpose is if the police are not my whole purpose is my family and the police, because like I say, they know something. There's just no way that her sisters and them don't know nothing. They know something. Other people know, and the police are just not trying to get to the bottom of it, which is really hindering us and hindering me, and it's really ticking me off, to be honest. Like I am so upset at the Minneapolis Police Department. Not only did my detective retire, I didn't even get a notice to say my email's been the same since 2017. I haven't changed it. No email saying I quit, this is the new person, yada yada yada. So when I get this new information, it's like, wow. I ended up inboxing the lady, and it says that she's from the juvenile unit, and I'm thinking like, how is she an investigate? Like, what is really going on here? I just it's mind boggling.
Yeah.
So
It's like it's like you have to deal with a grain of you have to deal with them with with a grain of salt because
yeah,
uh, I don't know. And then a lot of times, like you said, these cold cases they don't think that they can be solved, so
exactly.
they won't. Honestly, tell
Yeah.
you the
So
truth, a lot of these days, social media is actually solving these cases.
exactly,
These Facebook groups are really putting the information out there.
and that's so true, and that is exactly why
Yeah,
I'm
we
kind of
just we
glad
just
for the
had a
technology.
a group that I know that I follow. I think it's Jane and John Doe's 1970s, 80s. They just helped solve a case. She posted an old case and a bust of what somebody would look like, like the a drawing. And
Mm-hmm.
this girl said, "Oh, I think this could be my mom." And
Yeah.
from that, she took a DNA, and it turned out to be her mother. And two people
See,
were charged with the murder.
see, exactly, and that's exactly how it's getting solved.
If they're not charged, they
And
suspects in the murder. Yeah, something like that. But
yeah,
yeah, this was recent.
yeah. See, and that's what it be. It's just that one little thing that get it out there and make it known. You know what I'm saying? And um, in Minnesota, this uh is called I can't think what it's called. It's about black missing people. They did a story on her, and the guy, he reached out to me and he was like, as long, just like you, as long as I've lived here, I've never, what I'm saying, heard this case. And he said, and then he the one told me, he said, your mom's case is the longest unsolved case in Minnesota. I said, what? He said,
Wow.
yes.
37 years. I actually looked up. It's 37 years her mom's been missing. It'll be 38 years this year.
Yes. And
38
it's
years.
and
Just think
it's
about that.
crazy. And it's
38
crazy.
years that people have information, people know what happened to her. Like she said, clear
Yeah.
your conscience. Clear your conscience. If this is your
Right.
family, how you say it's your family, do the right thing.
Right. Because
Because blood is
somebody,
thick.
it's out there.
Blood is thicker. Blood is supposed to be thicker than water. But
Yeah,
these
it's
days, I'm not
supposed.
so sure about that anymore.
I'm telling you, you got to watch them more than you watch them. And all me and my brother and my sister want is closure. I mean, our lives have been rough. You know what I'm saying? It's been hard, and it's like somebody out there somewhere knows something, and all you need to do is call the Minneapolis Police Department. I'm about to give out the information. Minneapolis 4th Precinct. The number is 612-673-2941, and tell them that you're calling about the case of Joanne Rutherford, case number 17099692. You don't have to leave your name. You don't, just let us know what you know or what you've heard, because it's
Right.
the person that knows is the person that told someone. Tell it. My y'all tell it. Oh, I'm about to tell it. You know, that's all we ask. All
Yes,
I
give this
ask.
family some answers. Give this family some answers. Like I said, it's been too long. She, her brother and her sister,
Yeah,
they've had
like,
to live basically their whole life without their mother. And my mother, was alive, but me and my brothers and sisters grew up in different households. So I
okay.
already know that side. I've been on that side of the fence. And I know how it feels to not grow up with your parents. But
Right.
to not physically see your parent in 37 years,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't.
hard.
It's hard for me now not seeing my mom because she passed away, you know, 26 years ago, whatever. But 37 years of not knowing, that's not what this is supposed to
Yeah.
be about.
Yes, it's
Please,
not.
if you know anything, please reach out to Minnie or, the Minneapolis police. Get this family some answers. It's been too long. This is the longest active cold case in the history of Minneapolis. We on the
Yes,
wrong side of history. Wrong side of
exactly.
history.
Exactly.
And
And
I
it's like,
pray, by us doing this podcast, I pray that somebody out there sees this podcast. Somebody gives her the answers or give her family the answers. Anything that can help her out or help her family out.
exact
I never use the word closure. I'm gonna say answers, okay? Because there's
exactly.
there's never no closure. Even after it's solved or whatever, there's still the aftermath, okay? The
Yeah,
aftermath is the part you have to deal with. So no closure, like answers. And many,
yes,
thank you for having me. I'm glad you came on here, and I'm glad you decided to talk.
I
about your
thank
mom's
you for
case.
having me.
Is there anything else that you want to add, to the people tonight?
Just if anybody out there that was around 26 in DuPont that can remember anything back in October, November of '88, please reach out to the Minneapolis Police Department. I left the number. If you can reach out to me, you can reach me at Minnie Rulford on Facebook or Nicole Smith on TikTok. Um, I appreciate everyone who tuned in, listening, and continue to share my mom's story. And God got the last say so. And
He
I
sure
appreciate
does.
you.
And any other platforms out there that would like to have Minnie's mother story on there, please reach out. I know quite a few that cover cases, so please feel free to cover this case. Introduce this case to a new audience. We
Yes.
introduced it tonight to my audience, which is big. But just think about if we can, release it to other audiences. You know,
Mhm.
so
Oh, and I have one more thing.
go ahead.
I have I have set up a GoFundMe page to hire a private investigator to help with my mom's case. So um you can look on my page. It's up there. Please share. Anything is helpful. I'm just trying to get as many answers as I can get. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in and listening to my story.
Uh, yes, Joanne Marie Rulford was 24 years old when she went missing from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Thank you for watching. It's the Klein Williams, and this is our daughter Minnie Rulford. And hopefully we get some answers out of this podcast. Minnie, again, thank you so much for appearing, and I look forward to keeping in touch with you, and hopefully
Oh,
one day you
yes.
be telling me that you got some answers.
Yes, sir, Colin. I appreciate you so much. You are so awesome.
You too. Thank you so much.
Uh huh. Have a blessed
Yeah,
day.
you too.
Yeah.